Hello friends, my name is Sanchal Agarwal and today we are going to learn various sorting algorithms. First of all, we have to know that what is sorting. Sorting means arranging data elements or arranging alphabets in ascending or descending order. By default, we always sort the values in ascending order, but you can also sort the values in descending order. I want to give you a real life example of sorting where we apply sorting. Like in Myntra shopping, we have to buy some items. Okay, so in the Myntra shopping, all of you can see there is an option of sorting, that either you want to sort price from low to high, or you can sort from high to low. So if you are sorting that clothes or your accessories to low to high, so that is what ascending order, and if you are sorting that from high to low, so that is what descending order. So for that we have various sorting algorithm, and our first sorting algorithm is bubble sort. What is the basic idea for bubble sort? The basic idea for bubble sort is compare adjacent elements and swap elements if the smaller index have greater value. Now what is index? Let me take an example. What is the index value? If we have this array, so this is 0th index. As we all know that array index start always from 0, so that is 0 index, that is 1, that is 2, 3 and 4. So of course this is smaller index and this is greater index, then it is greater than this, likewise. So what I want to say, that if the smaller index have greater value, means that are not sorted in ascending order. So what we will do, we will swap these two values so that we can place these value in correct position. Now this is an example of bubble sort. First of all, if we have 5 elements, we are having 5 elements, so our array ranges from 0 to 4. 0 to suppose 4. Okay, so if we have 5 elements, so we always require 4 passes only. Like here I have drawn the example: pass 1, pass 2, pass 3 and pass 4. So always whenever we have 5 elements, we require always 4 passes. Means if you are having 8 elements, so you will require how many passes? 7 passes. Means the passes are always one less than the number of elements, because if you will sort 4 elements, so the last element will always be sorted. So that's why we don't require the last pass, because if we sort 4 elements, so the 5th element will automatically be sorted. Now what we will do, in the pass 1 we will compare adjacent elements, like j is equal to 0. Suppose for passes I am taking I variable. Okay, so if I am starting I from 0, so this is 0th index. If I am starting I from 0, so this is the pass for I is equal to 0, and in this pass, in the first pass, I am doing many comparisons. So I will take jth loop for comparison. I am taking ith loop for passes. So in pass 0 I have 4 comparisons. So I will start j from 0 and I have to compare adjacent elements. So if this is the jth index, so this will be j plus 1th index. So the two elements which I am comparing is j value and j plus 1th value. Now what I will do, I will compare these two values. If a of j is greater than, means a of jth value is greater than a of j plus 1th value. So I will swap these two values so that they will get their correct position. So I have compared 25 and 17. So 25 is greater than 17. I have swapped these two values. Now j will be incremented, that is j is equal to 1. Now I will compare 25 and 31. So that will not be swapped because 25 is less than 31. Now the j value is incremented again, that is j is equal to 2. Now I will compare 31 and 13. So I will swap these two values because 31 is greater than 13. So I will swap these two values. Now the j value is 3. So I will compare j value and j plus 1th value, and that will be swapped, that is 2, and at last we will get 31. I will tell you a small trick, that we have various sorting algorithms like bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort. Now you can see that bubble sort name is starting with B and selection sort names is starting with S. So as the bubble sort name is starting with B, so it always sort biggest element at the last of pass 1. But if you will take selection sort, so it will always sort the smallest element at the end of pass 1 because selection sort name is starting with S. Now at the end of pass 1 we have the biggest element which is at its correct position. Now in the pass 2, what we will do? In the pass 2 we have I value as 1, I is equal to 1. Now I will start j from beginning. Now you can see that in every pass the j value is always starting from this. In every pass we have some comparisons, and for comparisons we are taking j variable suppose, and for passes I am taking I variable. Now I will compare these two values again, 17 and 25. So that will not be swapped because 17 is less than 25. Now j value is incremented. Then we will compare 25 and 13. So this will be swapped because 25 is greater than 13. So this will be swapped. Now we will compare 25 and 2. So that will be swapped. Okay. Now at the end of second pass, the second highest element will get its correct position, that is 25 and 31. Now we will have pass 3. In the pass 3, what is the I value? I is equal to 2. Okay. For I is equal to 2, we will have some comparisons. We will swap 17 and 13. For j is equal to 0, we will swap these two values. Then for j is equal to 1, we will swap these two values. So at the end of pass 3, we have 3 elements in a sorted list. At the end of, now we will go to pass 4. In the pass 4, I value is what? I value is 3. Now we have left with, we have this is a sorted array, and we have left with this array. So this loop will run only one time, and it will swap the values. So we will get the final sorted array. Now as you can analyze from this example that in the pass 0, I have 4 comparisons for j is equal to 0, j is equal to 1, j is equal to 2, and j is equal to 3. Now in the pass 1, we have only 3 comparisons, j is equal to 0, 1 and 2. Now in pass 3, we have only 2 comparisons, and in pass 4 we have only 1 comparison. So you can see that as the number of passes are increasing, the number of comparisons are decreasing, because in every pass we have one sorted element. As you can see, at the end of pass 1 we have one sorted element as 31, and at the end of pass 2 we have 2 sorted elements, and at the end of pass 3 we have 3 sorted elements, and at the end of pass 4 we have all the 4 sorted elements. And but if we have 4 sorted elements, so the last element will automatically get its correct position, So we will not require pass 5. That's why we are doing till pass 4. Now, as I have said to you that we will execute I loop for passes, and under these passes we will execute J loop. So you can simply see that from where we are starting ith loop, of course from 0. So I value will ranges from I is equal to 0, and I value will go till, as I have only 4 passes, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3. Suppose the n value is 5. N value is 5 and I have only 4 passes, 0, 1, 2, 3. Means till 3 I want to go, okay, from this n. So how I can write in the generalized term, like if I will write less than equal to n minus 1, so that will be I less than equal to 5 minus 1, that is I equal to 4. But I want this value till 3 only. So if I will do I less than n minus 1, so that is 5 minus 1, and that is I less than 4. So it will execute till 0, 1, 2 and 3. So that will be okay. So this is the initial condition for ith loop, and this is the termination condition for ith loop, less than n minus 1, because we are executing from 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now you can see the program. First of all, you will include all the header files so that you can use printf and scanf functions, because all the printf and scanf functions are included into these files only. Now you will start with main body. Here in this line we are doing initialization. First of all, we have an array, and in this array we have elements, some elements, and these are the variable which I am using for loop, and this is the t variable which I am using for swapping. First of all, we have initialized the array by which we can get a space of 50 bytes in the memory. Now we will enter some elements in this array. Suppose I am taking n variable for number of elements. Okay, so by printf I am printing enter elements, and scanf is used for taking input from user, and this %d is used for, because I am using integer here, so for integer I will write %d, and %n by which I can take input. Now I have occupied a space. Okay, now we will enter the data elements into this space. So as we all know that array index always starts from 0. Why I have written less than n here? Because if I will enter 5 elements, n is equal to 5, so the array will be from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how can I get this 4? By if I will write less than n, I less than n, so I less than 5, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's why I am writing less than n here, because array ranges from 0 to n minus 1, and then I plus plus, and by scanf I am entering data elements in this array. Now this is the code for bubble sort. What I am doing, printf bubble sort, as I have told you that ith loop I am taking for what? Passes, and jth loop I am taking for comparisons. So passes I am starting from 0, and my passes are goes till 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, only. So if you will write n is equal to 5 here, 5 minus 1, that is 4, and less than 4 means it will execute for 0, for 1, then 2 and then for 3. Then I will increment I. under this loop I am doing many comparisons. Okay, I am doing many comparisons. As you can see that as the number of passes are increasing, so the number of comparisons are decreasing. Means there is a relationship between passes and comparisons. Now you can see that what is the starting condition for J? We always starting J from 0. You can see in this pass also, in this pass also, in this pass also, and you can see in the last pass also that we are always starting J from 0. So we will start J from 0, and this is the termination condition for J. J is less than n minus 1 minus I. Now you can see that in the pass 1, if the I value is 0, so if you will write in this expression J is less than 5 minus 1 minus I value is 0. So J is less than 4, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So in the pass 1 it will do 4 comparison, that because it will go less than 4, that is up to 3, and because J value is starting from 0, so that will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. That means 4 times it will execute and 4 comparison it will do, like for 0, for 1, for 2 and then for 3. Okay, now if you will put I is equal to 1 here, I is equal to 1 for pass 2. For pass 2, if you will write I is equal to 1 here, so that is 5 minus 1 minus 1, that is less than 3. That is less than 3. So it will go up to 0, 1 and 2. Means 0, 1, 2. So you count 1 plus 1 plus 1. 3 comparisons. Okay. So it will execute for J is equal to 0, J is equal to 1, and it will go up to J is equal to 2. Now if you in the pass 3, you will put the ith value as 2. Okay. So if you will put I value is equal to 2 in the pass 3, if you will put I value is equal to 2, so J is less than 5 minus 1 minus 2, that is J is less than 2, that is 0 and 1. So it will do only, it will execute for 0 and 1. 0 and 1, you can see J is equal to 0 and J is equal to 1. So in this condition J is less than n minus 1, because array size is less, because J is less than n minus 1 minus I, because as the number of passes are increasing, the number of comparisons are decreasing. Now this is the loop for passes and this is the loop for comparison. Now what we are doing here, we are comparing, as I have told you, we are comparing A of jth value and A of j plus 1th value. Okay, as I am comparing j plus j value and j plus 1th value. So if A of jth value is greater than A of j plus 1 value, because they are not in ascending order, so what I will do? I will do swapping, that is T is equal to A is A of j here, A is equal to B and B is equal to T, and at last we will get sorted array. Thank you friends for watching this video. If you like the video, so please click on like and subscribe button. Thank you.